Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Lazy Cat Reactions. As you can tell from the title, this is episode 7 of Heartland, Jackpot. Amy and Kit have to put their differences behind them when they take on Caleb in a team roping jackpot. So I think we're going to have a bit of friendly competition in this episode, and obviously differences aside, due to the fact that Ty dumped Kit for Amy. But at the same time, that is where his heart was. So it makes sense that he would do that, you know. So we're barreling through season 4. I can't wait. I hate to say it, but I can't wait to be done because then I move on to season 5 and move on from there. I know they are currently filming season 16. So, you know, I just keep thinking to myself, like, every day that you film, you get a few more episodes done, and that gets you that much closer to finishing. But at the same time, I am really enjoying the show, and it's kind of mind-boggling to me how this show has endured for so long, that it's been able to keep its audience for 16 years, you know. And I'm sure, you know, things like Netflix helps. I think it might also be on like Tubi or Prime or whatever. And yeah, I'm sure that that all helps them because with that, of course, they can, you know, be shown to more people because, you know, this was a Canadian show, so when it started, there really wasn't that much in terms of streaming services. So it was basically, you saw it if you were in Canada, and that's it. Now, of course, it has a much broader audience. So broad that if you are actually watching this, then you know you've had to change your VPN if you live in the US, Australia, and New Zealand, because for some reason these are blocked on YouTube there. Which is kind of funny, because it's like, why? But for whatever reason, it's like, you know, there's still some places, of course, where I guess maybe they don't necessarily want it aired, hence why it's partially blocked. But of course, you know, as we know, there are always ways around that. So, if you're ready for episode 7, let's get started. Hi, pretty. Being a full-time ranch handy doesn't do much work. Hi, pretty. Such a pretty baby.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, this thread's definitely on.
Yeah, I just screwed up my timing. The jackpot's this weekend, so I gotta be roping good by then.
It could be your setup.
I just can't afford a big major expense right now.
No, you don't necessarily have to.
Hand was
Take your money, Caleb. Get one of those dope hats for you.
Are you two girls ever gonna get over yourselves?
yeah.
Don't kill them anything anytime soon.
Well, Kit, maybe you weren't such a bitch.
Hey,
Right,
you're
thought.
the honcho at the team open jackpot this year.
Yeah, Jack and I got talked into it again.
Sure you
We're
did.
planning on kicking in a few bucks.
A few bucks. You still hanging on to this horse?
What a
You haven't
beauty.
canned him yet?
So,
Sometimes small potatoes are the ones who win.
What are you talking about? I just got off the phone with Caleb. He said you totally ditched him. Come on, I have things to do. You always do whenever Kit shows up. Yeah, well, she's one of my favorite.
I think they forgot to pay a bill. Or a couple. Dexter.
Lightning Dexter, the one they practically stole from me.
Yeah, we don't
I mean it. After all I've been through with that horse, I should be first in line.
Good boyfriend.
Oh, what?
It does make you wonder why she does care. I mean, I know she had said about how well they had done, and maybe it was all just, you know, like the thrill of competition. But it's kind of like, why do you care? You know? So he chose to go with Kit. that frees you up to continue doing your chores around the farm, and you don't have to worry about the stress, the extra stress it puts on you. It's like, why should it matter? You know, you really shouldn't care. So there's obviously another reason. And maybe it's just because she's not fond of Kit. Maybe that's it. But, you know, all the more reason I think that she should be happy that he's working with Kit, because that definitely keeps Kit away from Ty.
Talking about Amy Fleming.
Can we say jealous much? It's obvious that she still wants Jake.
You wanted me to look at something, what am I looking at?
This.
Maya? Tim, listen. I mean, for the money you get, you might as well just put a bullet through it.
No.
Well, actually, your ex-wife is.
You told Kit?
Well, I thought she already knew, and by the time I realized she didn't.
So it's nice that they will put their differences aside, which means they will probably at some point become friends. And again, yeah, I think it does have to do with the fact that Ty dumped her. I think she still has some unresolved feelings, but at the same time, she kind of had to see it coming, you know, especially at the end of the second season, you know, the way he was acting and everything. I mean, as I pointed out, you know, Amy's the only one who knows the truth of what happened, why he was on probation and everything. So that's a pretty big indicator that he didn't really take Kit seriously, you know what I mean? So I think Kit is harboring some resentment, which you can understand. And they're gonna work through it. And of course all will be good. Keep going. At least you gotta keep the paper Again. Feel bad for the cow.
Hey, now! Keep the rope tight! I said keep the rope tight! So why didn't you say something?
Because you wouldn't listen to me.
That's exactly what Kit said. She said that I don't listen, that I think I know everything.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're agreeing?
Ashley, I think, is growing a bit, you know, because she said that she's actually going to miss that trailer. So, yeah, I think she's kind of growing and changing a little bit. And, you know, at least as of right now, she's really into her marriage. Unfortunately, I have seen something that shows that Caleb remarries, that he and Ashley don't stay together. So I'm not looking forward to that. See, this is why I should not look stuff up, because then I find out stuff I don't want to know. So I know at some point he does get remarried. So right now, you know, it's probably still like that wedded bliss, because, was it the honeymoon phase? Isn't that like the first year of marriage? They call it the honeymoon phase or something. So they're still basically in the honeymoon phase, where they still are both, you know, in love with each other, and even though they might be struggling with bills, you know, everything will be okay, and blah, blah, blah. And reality really hasn't set in just how rough it can be. So I'm glad to see that they are going to, you know, move forward and be able to spend at least some time together before he and she get divorced, which I'm, like I said, I'm not looking forward to. And, you know, Amy and Ty. Amy's getting a little annoyed about Ty. And I'm thinking, well, he does have a right to his opinion. And if he does think the kid is right, he does think kid is right. Just because he's dating you doesn't mean he can't have an opinion and think that someone else is right. We always get so offended by that.
Let's go. Dude. Hey Mallory, you seen Jake around? That is not all cowboy.
Not really. He doesn't know much about cows.
I hope they don't hurt him.
14.7, that's good enough to put Jake and Jake in first place in the leaderboard.
Shouldn't matter to you, Mallory. You always just kind of strung Jake along.
Kind of busy here.
Well, I suggest you find the time to rein in your girlfriend.
I'm sitting this one out.
That woman turned a simple horse trade into a bidding war.
Well,
Now, if she doesn't back off, I'm gonna push the house through the door.
Don't doubt that for a minute.
And then I'm gonna leave her high.
too, like she didn't really care too much. But that's what I was saying, you know, I was actually rooting for Caleb because they needed the money, you know. And I mean, obviously Amy and Kit will split it. Or maybe they can forfeit. They might be able to forfeit, and if they do, then obviously Caleb and Wyatt get it. But, you know, I like how she said we needed that money so we won't get evicted. It's like, yeah, some people actually need it, you know, like, I don't know Kit's money situation, but Amy, she does pretty well, you know, I mean, she lives on a farm with 600 acres. Jack obviously has some money. Granted, it might not be a whole lot because, you know, that's why they started the dude ranch and everything, to bring in extra income. But, you know, she obviously still has some money. She doesn't have to worry about being evicted the way Caleb and Ashley do. So, yeah, so I was actually rooting for them.
Hold up there, Tim.
Here we go.
Want to talk to you about Dexter. You want to make me an offer? Partnership. No, don't exactly.
No. Now, I own the horse, you pay the expenses. It sounds like a partnership. You know what else you could possibly call it?
A mistake.
They really need to fix that mailbox. And sold
Already sold?
by Val.
It'll be one less thing for us to fight about.
And it was sold to Val. That's what they're gonna find out. Use a
Mallory,
whiteboard.
what are you still doing here? I thought you left ages ago. You just gotta finish this up. So, you and Badger were having fun at Jackpot today.
Not really.
Yes. And we had a good one from Jake.
It'd be nice to have that kind of money.
You?
I have bad news.
Oh.
I don't think you can cheer me up. Tim has backed out of the deal.
Well, that's too bad. Did he give you a reason?
Says he doesn't want to sell to me or to Dave.
I know, but compared to an all-out war between you and Dan Hartfield, small potatoes.
I should have been there for this episode. Hi, Brady. He's definitely happy. All the grassy ones. You see, I don't necessarily see Val buying their property as a bad thing. Like I said, maybe she will, you know, she said not everyone evicts their tenants. You know, maybe she will let Caleb and Ashley live there rent free. You know, they'll be able to go and still, I mean, Ashley is manager now at Maggie's, so she'd be making a little more money. And then that, frees him up to do rodeo stuff. So I know Caleb doesn't like it. I think because there's a part of him that just doesn't like Val. But again, he has to understand that that is Ashley's mother, and she is trying to do what's best for her daughter, even if he doesn't necessarily see it that way, So it was nice to see Amy and Kit kind of putting their differences aside, at least temporarily. Although, like I said, I did kind of see that little smirk from Kit when Ashley had mentioned that. So I don't know if there was like a little bit of a smirk there, or if it was actually supposed to be sorry. But it looked kind of like a smirk, like she was happy about it. And I do like how Amy was offering her half. So, let's say it was $1,000. At least she was kind enough to give it to Ashley. I think that says a lot about her, because obviously Kit didn't do that. Kit was going to keep her side. And then she mentioned about a boyfriend in Montana, and I'm like, really? Maybe, but really? We'll see. I noticed that Lou wasn't in this episode because she's in Dubai. So I wonder if they purposely had written Michelle Morgan out for a bit because, like she was pregnant in real life or something else was going on, or if they were just like, since Lou is getting married, we're gonna have to, have her gone for a few episodes, which, hey, gives Michelle Morgan a little bit of a break. Because she wasn't in that. According to the next episode, nothing is listed about Lou. Granted, that doesn't mean that she won't be in it. But I'm just kind of like, well, it makes sense that, she would have left and gone back to Dubai. So I could see her maybe not even being in the rest of season 4. But we know she comes back. I've seen her. In fact, she was posting about season 16. So it's like, well, if she's posting about season 16, then obviously she's a part of season 16. So even if she's gone for a bit, it'll be fine because we know that she will be back. Thank you for joining me for episode 7 of Heartland. I'm going to start episode 8 here. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you can. I would love it if you could support me on Patreon. The levels are listed below. I know money's tight for everyone. Even just $3 a month will get you some exclusive content and everything. And I'd love to be able to continue to do these. And also you can support me with Buy Me a Coffee. There's literally a coffee shop about 2 minutes away. I'm thinking of going and getting one. And I'd love to be able to get a coffee on you. So please, if you can, support. Otherwise, I'm glad you were here and watching this and helping my views get up. Hit the notification bell to be alerted of future Heartland videos. I will see you next time. Bye.